Hi, guys. We're back with Big Al McMordie giving you out a complimentary selection in football this Saturday, December 9th. We're doing this video on Thursday, December 7th, and this illustrates the fact that having a powerful database that was featured in ESPN allows you to be days ahead of the curve in football. And let's make that distinction, Al. You can be days ahead of the curve. You've already released a 10 unit, a 7 unit, a 6 unit, a 6 unit, a 4 unit, and a 2 unit in the NFL. You can be days ahead of the curve. But in the NBA and college basketball, not so much because they can pull players last minute.
Yeah, but you still want to be ahead of the curve. I mean, it's, with the daily sports like basketball, in my opinion, and my data prove it out, you want to get down earlier rather than later. What I mean by earlier is you want to be betting, 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 8 a.m. You don't want to be betting at 5 p.m., 6 p.m., 7 p.m. You will get a much better ROI. At least the way I do it, because I'm a sharp and I'm betting into the sharp side. So you want, if you get down earlier rather than later, you're going to have a much better win percentage.
Perfect. And it illustrates, like I said, the power of a computer and doing you're using your intellect, your brain, traditional analysis, but you're starting always with the foundation, which is the database, not algorithm, database that was featured over a decade ago in ESPN. And like I said, we've talked about this in the past, but let's just revisit that for a second. Everybody in the marketing world says, I have an algorithm, I have an algorithm. And again, I've seen what Chat GPT can do, and I've seen what this in terms of just like writing. I told my daughter, I called her on it. I said, we're not writing any papers with AI because, first of all, the teachers are going to realize you're not that smart. And secondly, I don't believe that these algorithms can really predict because they're not inputting new data. They don't know. An algorithm doesn't know if a player is out. Well, I'll let you run with it.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of ways to look at it. I mean, I think most algorithms, they're statistics based. So they might be looking at things like scoring margin, in football yards per play, yards per point, all these kinds of things. They have their regression models. They create their algorithm, and then I guess it probably spits out a number. This team is 5.3 points better than that. That's not what I'm doing. I'm looking at situations, and I'm looking at multi-layered situations, and a lot of it is labor intensive. I've got anywhere, depending on the league, 1,000 to 1,500 different situations that I look for, and I go through each one individually that pops for a game. So I might have 200 situations that pop on a college basketball Saturday, and I'm going through each of those 200. It might be something, for example, how does the team do, after a upset win as a double-digit road dog, now they come home and they're a double-digit home favorite, just to give you some examples of the teams I'm looking at. And that's not algorithms that most people think of. That's not what I'm doing. I'm looking at situations, and we can talk about that more later. But that's the difference between me and other handicappers. And then there's other ways of looking at it. You could be a fundamental handicapper. My good friend Scott Spreitzer is fundamental. He's looking at player versus player matchups. No algorithm can do that. My computer can't do that. That's a subjective analysis, and every handicapper is different, and then every handicapper can skin this cat successfully doing things different ways.
And I'm assuming because you're one of three in the world that have this, all three of you can get completely different selections from the same base.
And we're talking about the database that was featured in ESPN. Magazine.
So
every handicapper is like
let's just talk about the three of you. So the three of you can basically arrive at completely or use it in a different manner, like you said, if somebody's dog heavy or favorite.
We do. Well, we do because each handicapper creates his own situations. So I've got 1,500 situations. My friend Tom, who also has the database, he's got completely different situations. I'm often playing ugly teams. My friend Tom is a chalk eater. He's playing favorites. So, the database is a tool, but it doesn't tell you what to do. We use it to create the games themselves, really.
And just talking about chalk, I just want to ask you this. A client asked me this. So the other night, I believe it was the Wednesday, December 6th. I had a client, and he played the Dallas Mavericks instead of minus 11.5. He played them on the money line. He sent me the ticket, 6,800 to win 1,000. What do you say? They did win, but I want you to tell me, or else
he could have played He could have played 49 points.
So my question to you is, what do you tell a client instead of long-term success? I don't believe that's a long-term strategy. I believe you can really get your butt whipped, because I've seen plenty of 11.5-point dogs lose outright. So what do you say to a client that decides to, instead of laying the 11.5, I'm going to lay 6,800? What do you say to that? That is not a positive expected value proposition long-term, correct?
I can't speak to that one way or the other. Depending on the situation, it might be. But I would say each person makes his own decisions. That's I'm not going to get into that.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about.
I mean, if someone wants to lay, do that, if that's something they're comfortable with, and if they think they've got a value edge, go for it.
Okay. Fair enough. Let's talk about your record straight up without the unit rating system. Currently, you are 87-57 in basketball this season. I didn't ask you off air, so I asked you on air. Is that college and pro combined, or is that one?
That is, yeah, and that's college and pro combined, and that's basically what I've been doing now for the last several years. Last year in basketball, I was 503 and 407, so you can see a very similar win percentage. We're off to a really good start this basketball season. I was ranked number 1 in basketball in each of 2021, 2022, 2023. The last I looked this year, I was ranked number 2. I haven't looked for a few days, but that's consistency. So, and that's at Sports Watch Monitor. So if folks want to go online, they can go to sportswatchmonitor.com, click on standings, go to combo basketball, which is NBA and college combined, and I can just see the records. I'm not making it up. It's right there in black and white for folks. But we're off to a great start this year, knock on wood, and hopefully it continues.
And like I said, from a unit point of view, the unit betting guys are making a lot of money right now. Look, 87-57 with the VIG. Is you win 87, you lose 62.7, you're up 24, 3. So a dime better is up 24,300 flat betting every game because of the 110 odds, unless you get reduced juice, which bigger whales can negotiate a 5-cent line. But we'll just go with the 10 cents. And I got clients making 100, 150 units so far since they've been with Big Al on the same record. And that's the difference between the unit betting system. Both are profitable, but like I said, I love having a situation where I'm going into the NFL Sunday, 10 unit, 7 unit, 6 unit, 6 unit, 4 unit, etc. You can pick it up for a 5-day trial offer for a dime. Just send me a text, 775-636-7676. What's our Saturday's complimentary football selection?
Yeah, this is something I talked about on the drive-through with Tony about a month ago. We've got the situation Saturday in college football. It's the Army-Navy game. And these service academy games, all they do is go under the total. They're already 2-0 under this year. Over the last 54, they are 44-10 under the total. I mean, you can't make it up. Eventually, of course, it's going to go over the total. They keep pushing the numbers lower and lower. You look at the 2 games already this year. You had Air Force Navy. The total was 34. Final score was 17-6. Then you had Air Force Army. They moved the total to 33. Final score 23-3. This game on Saturday, they've moved the total to 27.5. Okay, this is Iowa Hawkeye territory right here. But I'm going to take it under. I mean, it's 44-10. If it ain't broke, you don't fix it, and just keep rolling. This has been now for decades. The service academy games have been going under the total. We'll take it under 27.5.
There you go, guys. Under 27.5 points. This is your complimentary selection for this Saturday. We'll be back with NFL Sunday. Good day and good luck.